The views and opinions of this podcast are solely our own and in no way meant to offend or upset anyone. We ad-lib, paraphrase and imitate to convey reviewed content only. It's a bit of a laugh. Enjoy!
I'll be the last one left when the lights go out. I'm down to one last breath, but I can't stop now. We all fall down sometimes, yeah, but that's just life. So cross my heart and hope to die. Baby, I was born to fight the fear when I feel like dying. I'm trying to fly high, but I'm not a pilot, can't deny it. There's some days I feel idiotic, just a product of a system where you're lucky just to make it.
Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of What's the Script? Now episode 20 of series 3, and my name's Craig, and with me as always is my equally as important bearded co-host, Chris. How are we, mate?
Yes, fine and dandy, off work for at least a month, get to be free, do what you want. I mean, aye, it's not raining. It's a good
Right,
day.
you're off.
Aye.
Oh, you're like you were like the start of bloody Fat Boy Slim there. We want to be free and we want to get loaded and have a good time.
Aye. Oh,
In
aye.
fact, it wasn't he? Fat Boy Slim, wasn't it? No.
No, it was Primal Scream.
Totally Gillespie. Aye. Primal Scream. It is early in the morning, so forgive me, people. As I said, episode 20, series 3, mate. This was preconceived pick of myself, wasn't it? That's my pick, aye.
Ah, this is you. Aye.
Aye. And I picked the 1999 10 out of 10. I'm saying it out here already.
Aye.
The Green Mile, mate.
Aye. Aye. it's like before we started, it's just I try maybe watch it once a year. Once a year's enough. Because it's just one that gets me for some reason. Even when I was younger and all that, know what I mean? Didn't understand it, and I'm still going.
Leave the lad on there to dark balls.
Aye.
Now remember, we do impressions, we ad-lib, we are not taking the piss out of anybody, where they come from, their creed, their colour, or anything like that. But people that have been watching this for a wee while will know that anyway. It's just to convey the content that we've watched, and we have a laugh with it. Because I like doing impressions. I do impressions of everybody. I do impressions of my Wayne's teachers and everything. Do you know what I mean? So
If you're watching Mrs. Robertson,
that's not her name. I'm not out now.
I know that's why I just said
Well,
Robertson.
You've just remembered one of your teachers there, haven't you?
No. I
All
remember
right,
all my teachers. They're all on a list.
better than
You
Mrs.
failed
Robinson.
me! You failed me!
Yes. Do you hear me looking at you? So this was directed by Frank Darabont, or as they say in France, Darabont. Oh, Darabont. And obviously it's a book, and it was screenplay written by Stephen King, mate, who's worth a watching in my opinion. That boy.
Aye, I mean these stories come from experience, don't they? But aye, the Frank Darabont, mate. The guy he's a treasure to humanity. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's he obviously does this, done Shawshank Redemption and stuff, but if people that were fans of the Walking Dead series, he was the showrunner for the good times, shall we say,
Aye.
before it went off the rails.
Up to series 7 or 8, wasn't it?
Aye.
I tell you, man, see the rest of it. What an absolute slog. It was fucking garbage at the end of it.
Aye.
So it's put me right off the spin-offs. I know they're out. I just
Mm.
couldn't get monkeys
Aye.
about Daryl or fucking MDL, you know what I mean? Or Michonne cutting about with a sword.
Aye. Well, see, that would have been interesting because that was supposed to be a film, Michonne and
It's true.
Rick, and then they've just made it a series. So it's just no going to be.
It went from being a 3-hour film to trilogy to now a series. Do you know what I mean? Ah, fuck off. Can't be arsed with that shite. So your swearing started already. So, cast list in this film, mate. It's The Great and the Good in 1999. Tom Hanks, David Morse, Bonnie Hunt, Michael Clarke Duncan, James Cromwell, Michael Jeter, Graham Greene, Luke Hutchinson, Sam Rockwell, Barry Pepper, Jeffrey McMunn, Patricia Clarkson, Harry Dean Stanton. I think I've covered all the bases there, apart from the vast chasm of extras in the prison yard at the start.
Aye. Aye, and what a cast, by the way. Look,
Aye, so good.
mate, it's
And you can obviously see the links between like Pepper and Hanks,
aye,
Saving Private Ryan and all that. Do you know what I mean?
aye,
Shawshank Redemption as well. You've got the twins' father. He was in the prison with Andy Dufresne.
yep,
It's great, mate.
aye.
1999. Do you know what I mean?
Plus,
24
again,
years,
who
man.
is it? Is it Jeffrey Damon or whatever his name is? He was also in Walking Dead.
Walking Dead. You're right.
No,
Aye. It's just such a brilliant cast. Now, it was released on the 10th of December 1999, as I said there, just before the millennium. And I want to point out before we get into the film what happened right for me personally. And it's a cast back to how better it was back then when you went to the cinema, no really knowing. Do you know what I mean? Internet
aye,
wasn't as prevalent. We weren't getting blasted with trailers, second trailers, and final trailers. So I went into this film. I remember it well, man. What was I, 21? 21-year-old. Just, it's a Tom Hanks film, so I'm going to see it. The big man's in death row. Oh, what's happening? 'Cause you don't know.
aye.
And it was the quickest 3 a bit hours I've ever spent in a cinema. I was greeting. At points I was laughing. At points I was like, what the fuck? Where did that come from? Whoa, 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 hey, what's this? It was just, it hurt you from every angle. Do you know what I mean? And that was the best thing about it. It's a thing I think we're sadly missing the day when you kind of go to the pictures again. That
That's
is the cinema, American people.
aye,
And you're basically getting the rest of the film around the good bits that you've already seen.
aye.
Do you know what I mean?
Trailers are short films now, genuinely, and it's everything, everything's in it, apart from in most cases now, it's just say Marvel films now. You're seeing all the action parts. The parts you don't see are just the fan service, the wee Easter egg bits and all that. And that's the only thing that isn't in trailers now. You're like that. Oh, I don't need to go and see this now.
Right, and on top of that, there are actually events now. There's countdowns to trailers coming out,
Aye.
and there's personal screenings of these 2 and a bit minutes. And you're like, what? And it's a thing that's sadly lost. Do you know what I mean? Because I
Aye.
didn't have an absolute clue about the spiritual aspect of this and the wider kind of human
Mhm.
fucking aspect of it as well. But we'll get into it, mate. So what age were you in 1999? You were 8,
7 maybe.
7.
Possibly just turned 8. Or possibly
Did you
just
see
turned
this kind
7.
of at the time, or did you see it kind of late on?
I'm sure it was videotape. So it would have been after it came out, the pictures and stuff, know what I mean?
Videotape on the VHS,
Yes, the
live
VHS.
from the BBC.
It was only about the time I had to take my Hot Wheels out of the video player because that's what I kept him. That was the garage. Know what I mean?
Aye. And it was a good year for film and all, because American Pie came out that year as well, and there was another host of things that I wrote down and deleted by mistake. So sorry about that. As a move, as a money maker anyway, it was 60 million was the budget, and a big chunk of that was the cast, and it only made back 287. So, and what I've been reading, it's been considered a successful failure. The film.
It's mental, mate. It's because even I know, even watching this, I was like, I hadn't really considered what I was. It had won. It was nominated for 4 Oscars and won 0. And I'm like, how is that even possible, man? Like,
Aye. It's mental.
it's just
It's mental. It's just
the whole acting and everything in it. See the story, the writing, everything. And I'm like, this didn't win anything. I don't even think it was in the running for Best Picture. Know what I mean?
No. That's why I wrote down the other films that I forgot to. I deleted by mistake to see who its competition was. But I'm sure people that are listening or tuning in will tell us anyway. So, in case you've no seen this, in case you are an absolute specimen of a gonk, right? The Green Mile is a 1999 American fantasy drama film written and directed by Frank Darabont and based on Stephen King's 1996 novel, as we said, right? So Paul is a head guard of a prison. He meets an inmate, John, an African American, who is accused of murdering two little girls. But his life is drastically changed when he discovers that John has a special gift. That's it there. I don't even remember that being said in the synopsis before I went to see it about the special gift and all that. It's just something else, man.
Aye.
Something else. So it's set in a depression, isn't it? 1935.
Aye. Things are depressing.
They are
Know what I mean?
depression. And for the larger part, although it's no been written as such, the prison itself seems to be a prison for ethnics, doesn't it? I mean,
Aye.
the full yard, the full people out working under guard they're black, and then the actual people on death row themselves, John's black, Delacroix's French, and Billy Buck is Indian, Chief Red Indian, isn't he?
Aye.
So it's only Mad Bill that comes in.
And he's just a problem child. Know what I mean? He's just who's played by is it Sam Rockwell? He's won Oscars after this, hasn't he? I'm sure he's won stuff after this. Aye.
I can only really remember him for Iron Man 2.
Aye. Oh, I think he won. He might have won something in, is it 3 Billboards Outside Missouri or something? Whatever the fucking film was called. I mean, aye, tell you. But aye, like he says, I think that going by the accents, I reckon this is down in the deep south of America somewhere. Know what I mean? I don't think it's really said where it is, but as you can imagine, what was happening down there in the times. Know what I mean? So
definitely. Well, the cornbread's a big staple down there, so
aye,
and that's mentioned a few times. But it's Cold Mountain Penitentiary, and you're right, mate. As a deep south, that every time I watch this, it makes me feel pure sweating because everybody in it's pure sweating, isn't they?
aye. This is where the hand pocket and it came into use. Just like that, just start wiping the neck down. Why did I always wipe the neck? I don't get that.
No, I know, especially as baldies, looking everything streaming out the top of your head, and there, give me a glass of lemonade there on the pouch.
Oh, fuck's sake!
See, as a film, right, mate, it starts in the present day, and it's Paul is in a retirement home, obviously, and he starts telling the story to his wee pal, his new squeeze, the new young thing at 84. I like that. Thought it was great.
Aye, a way to kind of like break you into the story, sort of thing. That again, I like films that I see like that. It kind of it starts like a narration sort of thing, and then it shows you the story like you're being told the whole story, sort of thing. I like films like that. Know what I mean? That's how see when the end comes and everything's just like kind of finished up. Like Stand By Me's done the exact same way. Know what I mean?
Aye, true.
Like smashing.
Save It Private Ryan, I know.
Aye, quality, man. Again,
and
storytelling within storytelling.
And see the elder actor whose name escapes me out of all the names that plays Paul. I think he's great because he gets some of the best dialogue in the film.
Aye, a couple of his lines are definitely one of the ones he says at the end is my favourite anyway. But apparently they were going to get Tom Hanks to play older Paul, but they decided nah. But see that actor, I think he's something Greer, I think his name is. He was actually suffering from ill health, so they filmed a lot of the film around his like ill health sort of thing. And then when he was fine enough to do his lines and all that, they filmed his bits of the film.
Oh, nice, man. Well, he done a fucking sterling job.
Aye.
And as I said, and as you said, his some of the dialogue is brilliant because he opens it brilliantly. And basically, Paul's a security guard during the Depression, 1935. He's got the worst bladder urinary infection of his life because it just starts when it goes back. It's just him trying to piss in it.
Aye.
And do you know, hats off to Tom Hanks, right? He's got Oscars, he's got cabinets full of awards, he's done magic roles, but I've never had somebody make me wince the way he does when he's
Aye.
trying to piss.
Aye. Aye. He's definitely captured trying to pish a broken bottle. Know what I mean? He's captured it perfectly. It's just.
I always remember thinking, never want that. That looks slap.
Never done that. Oh no, my wee bub.
Aye, where you been putting that thing, you dirty bastard, you?
Aye, but aye, mate, what I was going to say, like, see, even though Tom Hanks is in this and his acting's brilliant, a lot of the acting in it is brilliant. But I wouldn't say he's the main takeaway for it. Know what I mean? His acting is the best in it. It's obviously the big fella.
Aye, no, not at all. And I hate the wee bastard plays Percy. I hate him
Aye,
with a passion. And that's just kudos to him as an actor.
aye.
Smarmy, sleek it. Ugh, wee eye, man.
I see. I just talk about Percy at all. See the two bad guys in this. They're just they're brilliant because they're just so different. Know what I mean? He's a wee conniving, sneaky rat face bastard. Know what I mean? Whereas Wild Bill is just a total lunatic. Know what I mean?
He's just dialed to 11 on every spectrum, and he's just mental, man.
It's just a
So
product of the times, I reckon, isn't it? Just
that's it. But again, see, as much as this movie is, it's heartfelt, it's emotional, it makes you feel sad. There's just smatterings of comedy throughout it, and there's some cracking one-liners, not that. And, I mean, even at the start, right, when they get John into the cell, and Brutal, what a name, Brutal. Hey, Brutal. Says you might maybe want to think about getting in the cell with this one, John. Paul. He goes like, he's enormous. And then when he gets him in, says his hellos, like shuts the gate, they get into the office, and Paul says to him, okay, I want to hear everything about this guy, apart from how goddamn big he is. And Brutal just goes, Mars is big.
Aye, there is. You're right, mate. There is a bit of fun about it in places. Know what I mean? And the dialogue of the film, but aye, even although the character Bill is fucking, you just hate the guy. You know what I mean? Because obviously you find out what he does later, but just see that the wee sequence of him bamming up the guards. It's just hilarious, man.
Aye. He just starts pissing on one of the guards. What the hell? Some bitch pissed on me. Aha! Aha! Currently cooking up some turds. Have them out by tomorrow. It's just class, isn't it?
Mate, just that moon pie bit and all, man. Know what I mean? Just a big Brutus, man. I'm just mate. It was just that sequence. It's funny. Although he's a horrible, but in saying that, I think his character is the only one that could give you the comedic side of things. Know what I mean? In that way,
Just
like
'cause
kind of slapstick.
just because there's no care. Because see, after the whole moon pie thing, and then they get him into the quiet room, and they lock the door, and Paul just turns to Brutal and goes like that. Got to give him it. That was original with the moon pie. Do you know what I mean? So if that's not happened before. Jesus, mate.
See the bit he's getting dragged in. He's getting dragged into the quiet room to begin with, and he starts kid on. He's taking a seizure, and he's like, "Nah, he'll be fine." And you go, you bastard.
I've seen that before. Aye, because even the whole introduction to Wild Bill, he's that crafty that when the guards go to collect him from Briar Ridge, which is the mental hospital, He's got it all planned, and he's just thought, well, we don't know either. We as an audience seen it for the first time. He's staring at the window.
Aye. Aye. I think he's drugged up, know what I mean? And I'm wondering if he's just like a different like class of criminal again. Know what I mean? That in the times that wasn't, because let's see, for the most people that are in like the death row part, see the other two prisoners, like they don't seem like bad people. Know what I mean? Whatever they done might have just been like an accident or just like circumstances of a situation.
People
Know
have
what I
done
mean?
obviously terrible things. However, they've totally repented, haven't they?
Aye.
They're on death row. They've accepted what's going to happen, and they're just inmates now.
Aye.
The whole thing as well, which is a thing I never even would have thought about. Like Percy sees that Bruto and Paul mollycoddle them, and then Paul explains to it, says, "No, these guys are wound up. They're stressed out their nut. Just talk to them, mate. You know what I mean? And why would you want to make the situation even more
Aye.
hellish for them? Do you know what I mean? Brilliant, man.
See, a thing that I never really thought about either. Like, see the guys doing that job. How horrific must that be? Know what I mean? You're in there every day. Whether they're horrible people or no, you'll get to know them, sort of thing.
Of course you
And
would.
then it comes one day where you have to put the lights out, sort of thing. Know what I mean? Just all right.
So what's some of your favourite scenes in it then?
Oh, I always say something controversial here. Well, I've got two favourite scenes, right, that stand out, right?
Keep talking. Just go shut his door.
I've three, sorry. The first one is when all the guards first see like Kofi's medical. See with the mouse, he brings it back. And it's just the gravitas of the whole scene. All these guards are all just like, oh my god, this guy's like a miracle, sort of thing, right? The second one, right, just because of the dialogue in it, and it's like obviously the lines that come from it is when Coffee is going to be executed, and it's Paul talking to him in his cell, and he's like, when Judgment Day comes, how do I stand before God and say I killed one of his miracles? So just see the acting in that scene and the dialogue, again, brilliant. But
just, you can see the anguish in Paul's face, man.
Aye.
Tell me what to do, John.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? And just on the day of my judgment, when I stand before God and He asks me, why did I kill one of His true miracles? What am I going to say? It was my job. Then Coffee comes back with his big mad line, and his big best bit of dialogue. This guy that hardly says booty a goose. He just says, "You tell God the Father it was a kindness you done. I know you're hurting and worrying. I can feel it on you, but you gotta quit it now because I want it over and done. I do. I'm tired, boss. Tired of being on the road, lonely as a sparrow in the rain. Tired of not ever having me a buddy with me or tell me where we's coming from, going to, and why. But this best bit, man, he says, mostly I'm tired of people being ugly to each other. I'm tired of all the pain I feel and hear in the world every day. There's too much of it. It's like pieces of glass in my head. Can you understand?" And he just says, "Yes, John, I think I can, man."
Aye. So
It's
see just that. Aye.
wrenching.
It just gets you right in the feels. Know what I mean? Totes the mosh, as the Waynes say.
Your Twitter language here, man.
Aye.
Gets you right in the feels, you know?
Hashtag blessed.
Hashtag love, live life. Live life, love.
But and then obviously, third favourite scene, although it is again totes the mosh, wrecks you emotionally and all that.
Fucking
But I mean,
yeah,
I can't.
Girl that you are.
I've got Twitter in my head there. It feels like Twitter in my head. in the exact same way. But it's hang me. It's John Coffey getting executed again because of the acting and all that. It's just, you know what I mean? Like Tom Hanks' character, you see him tearing up and he can't do it and all this stuff. Know what I mean? They're supposed to be the professionals, the witnesses and all that. They're still with the opinion that Coffey's a mad child killer. Know what I mean? But these guys know different. Know what I mean? So everything just sets up, and it's quality, man. But obviously,
See Barry Pepper
yeah,
See
you're going
him.
to say that.
in that. I'm like, that's real. He can't handle this, man. Snotters and everything. It's fucking, I'm thinking about it again, man. I'm hurting, man. You know what I
Aye,
mean?
but they
Just because
three, aye, just something else, man. I think it's more down to just see the acting in it. The acting's just superb.
it's brilliant. So some of my favourite bits in it, honest to choose for, man. Even the first time Percy sees Mr. Jingles. So he's on with the two older guards and, well, I'll bet son of a gun. I didn't hardly believe him. Percy's combing his hair, just turns around and looks at it. So they start feeding him and all that. Give it some space, Percy. Yeah. You just see Percy's hot all the time, fucking reaching towards his baton. And then he just launches the baton and goes like a crazy person. Oh,
I know,
then
mate.
lifts the bin. It's like a Tom and Jerry cartoon. Try to stamp this wee mouse and lifting the bin and all that. And then obviously Mr. Jingles runs into the quiet room. But this time Paul and Brutal have turned up. What the hell's going on? And he's getting the stuff out of the quiet room, which took them ages the night before. And he's like, aye, you go on yourself. Knock yourself out. Hope you squish your little bastard.
Mate, brilliant, man. Aye.
The other couple of favourite scenes, obviously the same as yours. There's that many to pick for. Aye, heart-wrenching ones as well. I mean, the actual execution, Adele, is, you can almost smell it yourself, man.
Aye, it's brutal,
That
innit?
it just portrays Percy as a wicked, you know what I mean, fucking hamster killing wee bastard that Disney wet the sponge. So he basically, Dell's getting cooked for the inside out to death. The whole blue flame coming out the eyes and the hood melted into his face, and that's horrific. Do you know what I mean? But I want to question, see the wee guy right behind the wee guy that throws the switch? What's his deal? He's a
Aye.
creepy bastard.
Aye. He goes everywhere wearing leather gloves, doesn't he?
Isn't he? And even when he's teaching him in the practice run to Percy, and he goes, moves the horn, he goes, that's it. As if I love my job. He's probably still there now, just behind that wee thing, just waiting.
See,
Ah,
again, after watching this again, right, I was kind of thinking myself, right, these prisoners are on death row, right, most likely for murder. So, see these guards then doing this job, are they then murderers?
that's semantics, in it. They're employed by the state to carry out the letter of the law. So they're only doing the finality of what society has deemed the right punishment at that time in that era. I know what you mean, but
Aye.
they might, like you said earlier on, how would they feel? How would you feel doing that job? You might feel like a murderer. How could you get home and turn back into parent mode, turning back into daddy mode or husband mode? And
Have you cut the grass today? See, you wee bastard, I'll kill it. No. right. That's the other place.
oh, I know. Listen, you might get home, see a sink full of dishes, and just lose a plot, man. I mean, I just cooked a decent guy of the day. And you, cow, you can't cook me totties and a bit of mince.
Oh,
Fucking
oh my god, man.
just go
But
home, volley the dog, backhand your way across the couch and all that for no reason. Did,
oh,
I'm sorry, Dad. What did you say to your father? I just said, hello, Daddy.
oh. But I'm talking about execution, right? Just see the electrical chair. Is that a method that should have been used?
Aye. Who
You
know?
think so? I thought just lethal injection would have been easier.
In this day and age, it probably would be. And listen, I'm going to go a wee tad political here and just nail my colours to the mast. If it was to come back today, which I believe in certain circumstances, capital punishment is extremely necessary for certain people and certain crimes, then it would be lethal injection, and that's fine with me. I don't need to go and see a hanging in public. I don't need to go and see an electrocution.
Mm.
But back in that day, these characters are portrayed, apart from Wild Bill, obviously, as to have repented and they've been humanised, I suppose.
Mm.
And by no telling you their exact crime as well, that's got a lot to do with it. But
Aye.
I would imagine back in the day, in the Depression, and some horrible, horrible people out there. See if I would put it this way, see if I was the father of the two wee girls, and I thought that he'd done it, I would
Mhm.
want to go and see it.
Aye.
So I think it's more for the public, an eye for an eye, and
Aye.
don't do this, so this is what happens to you. But if it's
Well,
done right, then
aye.
I'd imagine the electrocution only lasts about 30 seconds then. I wouldn't like to be
Well, this is the
tested to
thing, mate.
find out.
The electric chair will never come back, mate. Do
No.
you know how much that bastard burns?
I
Fucking
wouldn't get it in grip.
Delacroix just cost me fucking $5,000 in the Lecky bill.
You wouldn't get that in Great Britain today with the price hikes and energy bills, man.
Aye. We're going to need a solar power build the size of fucking France.
Aye. Or two guards either
Oh.
side of the chair on bicycles that are wired up. You need to generate your own power.
Aye. The guy like, are you did yet? No, I'm starting to feel a bit tingle in my fingers, but
He did, Doctor. No, but his phone's fully charged. Keep going. So, I can only imagine what it'd be like to. Well, there you go. If you had two choices and you were to be killed, what would you rather be, hung or electrocuted? That was
hung,
only two you had offered, nothing else.
hung,
No firing squad, no lethal injection, no magic pill. It was only that.
definitely hung.
Hung.
Aye. Because
Aye.
see what most people don't realise, see majority of times when people get hung, see their body weight snaps their neck.
That's right.
Know what I
That'd be
mean?
so annoying.
Aye. Aye, for a wee like that, but you see with the first time, the first time you see an execution, the wee doctor comes there and goes, no, no, no. He's only a Duracell butter. This isn't deep. Eyes, I tell him
Aye,
he's deep.
that's right. Billy Buck, wasn't it? He was the first one to
Aye.
go, Chief.
Know what I mean?
And again, after the humanity of Brutal and Paul after the execution, the dead bodies lying in the morgue underneath the prison, and Percy can't help himself. Adios, Chief. I hope you burn in hell. And
Aye.
Brutal just comes there and fucking grabs Percy, goes like, how you? He's paid his debt. He's square with the house again, you know what I mean?
Aye.
Because it is, as you say, but rolling the fact it's deep south, they're all God fearing. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's him. He's paid his debt. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Brilliant.
Aye. But have you got a character you like more than any of the rest of them?
Eh, no. As you said, Hanks is probably the biggest earner in this. Eh, Coffee probably comes across as the most endearing. But I just, like you said at the very start, I think everybody in their own part lends to each other. Because I could say one day, I think Wild Bill is tremendous character. Percy is. They're all. No, I've not got a favourite at all. I think the whole story it's been written so brilliantly that everybody's got equal pie in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What about you? You like Big John, didn't you?
I like Big Brutus.
Aye, I like him enough.
Aye. He's
It's just
I just like the way the man carries himself. Know what I mean? He just like this is the job. Be decent. This get on with it. This no be arseholes. Let's move on with life. Know what I mean? And then even see the final scene when they're obviously doing in Big John. He's standing there holding it back. Know what I mean? Try to be. You're laughing because I went Big John, Big John.
They're doing him in.
Big
doing
John's
Big
golf
John.
shoe. No, it's just
Doing
I
him.
don't know if it's just because I don't know if it's because I like that actor and all, but know what I mean? But out of all the characters, I think he's know what I mean, does his duty, know what I mean? Even when it comes to Delacroix and he's fighting about the mouse and all that, and he tells him a wee made up lie. And I think Delacroix knows it's a lie and all, but it's just to like,
100%.
aye, come on. Know what I mean?
Aye, but the whole
And
that was great. That mate, you're right about having Paul just ad-libbing like off one another to make this Mouse City and Mouseville and then they get people in the prison ties and all that on to make a display a couple of days before Dell's execution so he can go and these are guys for the government, the state, they want to see Mr. Jingles, they're going to take him to Mouse City and all that. And even if he does believe it for half a second, it's magical that two people would do that.
it's relief.
Because you could see, I would imagine this day and age there's very few people like that. And well, we know there isn't in other sectors of work, but in a prison, kind of hard if you're reading their back file, because let's face it, most of them are what's said that they've done. It's no John Coffey, no everything's a movie, you know what I mean? But aye. Can I see the bit I know where John's cradling the two wee lasses, screaming? I couldn't take it back, no, that because you don't understand what he's talking about. You just instantly think, I'm sorry I raped and murdered him. I couldn't help it. I wish I could take it back. I think he's just a big dummy. Do you know what I mean? And you're, that's heart-wrenching as well, especially after watching it a couple of times and every time you see it, you're like, it wasn't him, man. It wasn't him.
Exactly. That's the whole thing as well, because they kind of keep that like secret as well. They don't reveal it to you if he has done it or not. Know what I mean?
Aye.
And you really don't get that until he shows Paul be touching him, sort of thing. Know what I mean? But the whole time you're like, is he no? And then it's kind of hot home with is it Gary Sinise, his scene, and he's like that. Sometimes, like, yeah, you've had that dog for years, and then one day it just goes bad. You know what I mean? And you're like,
that was a great. That
is the case.
A brilliant skit with him in it, man. I think he's a brilliant actor, Gary Sinise. Although you beat me to it because I was going to introduce him as Lieutenant Dan. Lieutenant Dan, you got new legs.
I was just, I was a thing I kind of noticed again there was they don't actually tell you if he was innocent or not right up to near the end. Know what I mean? And you're like, oh fuck. But
remember, mate, in the pictures, I remember before that reveal, I'd made my mind up that John hadn't done it. He's got this gift and he's been trying to, because you know about the gift and all that by this time, but I didn't even think it was going to be Bill. Never thought about it. I thought it was just going to be some mad passer through or vagrant or bad bastard. But then you're like, Jesus, fucking hell, man. And then the whole backstory of like Hal giving him work and feeding him, and you're like, it's funny as Bill was up to that point. You're like, oh my God, you fucking evil bastard. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Oh.
Aye. So that's bastard.
Aye.
We see some of the camera angles and stuff and like production and all that. See to make Michael Douglas Clarke look massive. Know what I mean? Because apparently he was the same height as Brutus in the film. Know what I mean? And I think, is it the governor or something? The president? He's actually taller than him. So he had to like camera angles and stuff. But even like see in his cell, they built his bed smaller than normal beds. Know what I mean?
That's right.
To make him look massive. I was like, that's brilliant, man.
Aye, it's absolutely brilliant. See the other bit, you talk about cinematography, cameras and stuff like that, and effects. Obviously, there's not a lot of need for CGI in this. I don't think there is any, to be honest with you. But see when they're doing the practice runs
Mhm.
and they get to the chair, and then it always ends on the morphing between the hall getting cleared and the people arriving.
Aye.
That's simple but smashing. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
Really love that, man.
Because that's another brilliant part in it. Let's see near the end, obviously when the film's kind of winding down,
Mhm.
it's old Paul, and it transitions from him being a young guy walking down the Green Mile to he's in this home he's living in now, which is just another Green Mile. You know what I mean? And it's just telling you, we're all making this walk to death, people. Know what I mean?
Aye, that was tremendous. You might not know it, but you're taking your walk and all, you know what I mean? It's you're right, mate. Absolutely tremendous. You mentioned the warden there, right? Excuse me. He's played by James Cromwell, who I've never seen any younger than the
Aye.
age he is in this film or any other film he's ever done.
Wait, see what you said that? I've never seen him young either. LA Confidential, Babe. He's just the same guy. What?
AI. He's an AI and all.
Aye. It's just if he just gets older.
This?
Paul Rudd
Fucking
has
hell.
stole his youth.
Aye. Paul Rudd's getting into people's rooms at night and just suck the youth out their ears. Sleep. Sleep, my pretty.
Just a wee straw right into
Waking
their
up, the
face.
morning,
That.
waking up like me every morning for work going, fucking that look hellish by the way. Oh, I've left that window open, that bastard Rudd's been in.
Aye.
But I
Oh,
tell
that's
you,
a
shut
big
that window.
fucking the local community out there chasing Paul Rudd with a big butterfly net. Where are you bastard?
Paul Rudd, the Sandman. You know what I mean? But so James Cromwell was about a million years old in real life and all, right? But they've got Patricia Clarkson to play his wife, Melinda. And she was Elliot Ness's wife, wasn't she, in Untouchables that we done a couple of weeks ago. I'm like, fucking some age difference there. I know she looks hellish with the brain tumour and that, because between the visit of Paul and his wife to go and see her, and then by the time John gets to her, she's lying in that bed like fucking Skeletor at a Masters of the Universe, isn't she? If her eyes were any more sunk in the back of her head, they'd be looking out the back of her head.
Aye. That. Oh my god, big man, Paul Rudd got you. But he's been at her for about half an hour.
You've just missed him. You've literally just missed him. He was here a bit longer than usual, right enough. I've got pure pictures in my head. People just looking at their windows and seeing Paul Rudd 100 yards down the street, turning back going, all made up with kind of 1800 gear on
See,
the
for some
Victorian
reason,
times.
I've got him wearing wee bell shoes and all.
Aye, Rumpelstiltskin out of Shrek. But it's Paul Rudd's. I need to make that up later on my picture. I need to morph the face of Paul Rudd onto Rumpelstiltskin later.
Jesus,
Brilliant,
man.
man.
Oh,
So, a wee special mention and off of me for Harry Dean Stanton, who plays Toot.
mate, see that guy? He's been in so many films. It's like embarrassing how many he's in. It's just amazing. Obviously,
He's in
this.
Hunters, isn't he?
Aye, Escape from New York. Alien. He was in the Avengers, the first Avengers film. Just right through history, man.
Aye,
Oh.
that's right. He's a wee security guard, isn't he, when
Aye.
Bruce falls
Aye.
through the sky.
Aye, he's up. Are you an
You
alien?
better go and see a doctor, son. You got a condition.
Aye,
He's the wee
but
trustee in this that they take back and forth in the practice runs, isn't he, mate?
aye, something else, man, isn't he? We just making a mockery of the execution, isn't it?
I want fried chicken and gravy on my taters. And I want Big May West to sit in my face because I'm one horny motherfucker. And they all start laughing. Even
Oh,
Paul doesn't know, but then he realises fucking stop.
aye, aye.
It was pretty funny. Yeah, and that's why I don't like it. You ever stop trying to think of something funny in church? Same goddamn thing. And he just says to him, now, Toot, you play the game here, son. I'm going to go roll on two for real. And Toot's wee face goes, sounds like a mogwai.
Aye. Oh, brilliant.
Fucking baby Grogu face.
I know. No fooling, mister.
Michael
Oh.
Jeter that plays Delacour, he's been in a lot of stuff, I know, hasn't he?
Aye, mate. Aye. Well, it's probably not his best work, mate, but I always remember him for Jurassic Park 3. It's just, you know what I mean? It's just my last. This and Jurassic Park 3. He's been in a whole
He gets
host of other
chowed, didn't he,
things.
man?
Aye.
He gets
Munched.
chowed.
Aye.
Munched the boy. Michael
Oh.
Clarke Duncan, I forgot to, I know he passed away. How did he pass away again? I forget.
He had a heart attack.
Did
I
he?
think he, aye. Heart attack, and I'm sure he died. I think he might have been 54 or something, I'm not sure, but
2012 he passed away, man.
aye.
I thought it was closer than that, man.
Aye. It was a weird one, mate. Weird. But he is a big guy, you know what I mean? Maybe he's just strain on the heart, whatever. But aye. Oh, he's the dog's dangle he's in this. And considering the only thing he was in before this was what, Armageddon or something. So
Armageddon. It was Bruce Willis that actually got him the part in this film,
aye. And
allegedly.
if this film couldn't get any sadder, right? Obviously, I was reading back on all this, finding out stuff, yada yada yada, right? See, when it came to the emotional scenes, the big man thought back to when his dad walked out of the room when he was 5, and I'm like, for fuck's sake, man!
Oh, my hair! It's fucking roasted. I know. I read that. I know, mate. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake!
Oh,
You're still carrying that about you, big man. Jesus, get over it.
but
No, but
I
that's
tell you, mate,
horrible.
something else, man. See the acting in it. I don't think there's been a film where I've seen an actor have to be that emotional all the way through a film. I don't know if there's another one. Know what I mean?
Because it just makes you want to greet every time he talks.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? And I think it gets worse after having seen it before, because you know what he's going through. And then, I mean, let's look at the whole spiritual angle, right? The whole kind of religious side of things. God is good, God is wonderful, this guy's a miracle. Why would they give... See, that's always been a wrench for me about the spiritual side of this, because why would God gift somebody with that kind of power, that kind of healing power, but make him black in the deep South America during the Depression, no the brightest tool in the box, no friends, just make him fucking walk the land like Cain, you know what I mean?
Aye.
Why would they give him such heart? Is that his plan? You've got to have this power, but everything else is just to be a fucking hardship for you. Because we see sometimes, it never divulges on it, but the scars on him,
Aye.
you're like, ah, well, where's he getting from? Has he been whipped or has he been slashed? He just looks like a big lost soul, and he doesn't want to feel what he feels every day, because he can feel everything, can't he, man?
Aye, feels all the wrongs and the hurts and all that in the world. But aye. What is it to say? God works in mysterious ways, mate.
And I have just, obviously, it's brilliant writing by Stephen King. It's absolutely fantastic, you know what I mean? But you're just like, why could they not just made him intelligent? Do you know what I mean? Enough to, I don't know, be a kind of prophet or something like that. But again, wouldn't have made her for a very good movie, I suppose.
Aye. So, maybe it's to show you just the innocence, I know what I mean? Because it's stuff like that. But you're right, it's just, I think that's what's, see when him and Paul having that kind of conversation, and he says he doesn't want to, he wants death because he doesn't want to feel this way and all that anymore. I think it's more along, see, like that. I don't think you would get that if he spoke like, know what I mean, an English gentleman. I say, Paul, all you ruffians are giving me a headache. Know what I mean?
Aye. But you talk about intelligence, because there's twice in it it's mentioned that he's confessed to raping and murdering the two wee girls.
Mm.
Twice he's confessed it. Obviously, you're like, well, this has been under duress, you know what I mean? But he's not even had. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. You're thinking he's never said that, or he wasn't given the opportunity because of his colour and where he was in the world at the time. You know what I mean? And obviously, caught red-handed, although he wasn't. Do you know what I mean? But the kind of that's brutal, right? Because see the wee lass's faces and the blood-stained hair, right? That's brutal. After the executions, it gives you a right good long look at all the guys' faces, doesn't it? That have been executed, which
Aye.
is well done.
Yeah,
Apart
definitely.
from well, Delacroix's fucking burnt. He's no well done. He's
Well, he is well done in a way.
aye, burnt
But
well done, man. He's crispy as fuck. But even just when you see John at the end of the night, it's just like big blistering scars on his head, but his eyes are still open and all that, and you're fucking hell, man.
aye, it's like it says, mate. It's just a light went out in the world, shall we say, isn't it? But again,
Mental.
I think that's what helps lend to it anyway. Know what I mean? Because it's, I don't. Have you ever seen the film of Mice and Men?
I've read the book.
Aye, where there's a film in that. I'm sure it's John Malkovich and Gary Sinise.
Sorry.
Gary Sneeze.
See every time, I know it must be the Gary Cecchini things. Just see every time somebody mentions John Malkovich, I just think of Bill Hader. I am John Malkovich. Saying it to John Malkovich. And I don't sound anything like that. Yes, you do. Brilliant.
But it's a similar thing like that. The John Malkovich character he's a bit slow, know what I mean? And he gets to the stage like he doesn't. Obviously, you've read the book, know what I mean? He ends up causing harm, know what I mean? And I don't know if it's like a kind of play on that as well, know what I mean?
Well, there's an endearment. I suppose it's to endear us as an audience as well, because it works in this, it works in that, it works in fucking Rain Man, it works in Forrest Gump. Do you know what I mean?
That's it.
I mean, see at this time, right? As I was saying about the pictures, cinema, to see this just because Tom Hanks was in it, because the vast body of work that Tom Hanks has incorporated into the 1990s is it's just amazing. Do you know what I mean? Wait to see everything. Wait to see this. Wait to see Save It Private Ryan, Forrest Gump. What else? Apollo 13. Just everything he touched was blockbuster.
Yeah.
And I was so surprised when I seen the box office for this. I thought, wow. But maybe that was just a lot of people knowing what the fuck it was about.
Yeah, true. But aye. That's mere telling and all that. It just shows you how good the big man was. That we're talking about how brilliant he was, although Tom Hanks is good in it as well. He's better in the film. But as we've already said, everybody in it gives their own wee think it. Know what I mean?
Shows you the big man's chops as an actor as well, because, like you said earlier, he was a big, muscly kind of dummy in fucking Armageddon. And then to do that, to go to this acting chops, man, absolutely brilliant.
Aye.
It's angering that this wasn't nominated for more or they never received an award. Anybody in this, especially him.
Aye.
because it kind of came for obscurity.
I was watching like extras on the Blu-ray about this and all that, and he says himself in an interview he would have hung his nomination for that film to get the best like picture. Know what I mean? Because he felt like everybody deserved it. Because apparently, see all the cast, they all enjoyed their time together that much. Know what I mean? Apparently, Tom Hanks was greeting when Big Michael left set. Know what I mean? See after they finished filming. What's that? Oh no, the Wayne.
That's right. I read that as well. Also read that he said the most uncomfortable scene was when the director asked him to fucking grab Tom Hanks's boys, and he says, "I couldn't do it. I had to be." Tom Hanks goes, "Look, it's just a part. You're just playing a part. Just do it." Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
He said they still felt fucking horrible doing it, man.
Aye. I think he went and got see an empty bottle or something, and I think he put it in his trousers, and that's what he was grabbing then. Know what I mean? Aye.
We've all done that. I need to do that. Go to dancing next time. Hey, look at me and my spandex. But Tom Hanks only done this film as a favour.
No.
Because he couldn't sync up calendars today. Shawshank. Tom Hanks was meant to be in Shawshank Redemption. And they said to the director, he says, "Look, I promise you can win my next one, right?" And he says, "Aye." And then Tom Hanks kind of read the script. He said it's 3 pages, and he was like, "I'm in, man. Fucking get me into this."
Huh?
As you've already said, that Bruce Willis got the big in the part. And the other thing as well, Tom Hanks, did you read about Tom Hanks being in character every time he was on set?
Aye. When Stephen King would come on set. Aye. Aye. Can I sit in the chair? No.
You cannot sit in the chair, you fucking weirdo. And Stephen King thought he was kidding on. He was like, I said, no, you cannot sit in Sparky. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
Which was funny.
Aye.
And there was a time that the mouse poos on Tom Hanks and he really did poo on him.
Aye. Thought about the mice too. I was reading different. Apparently, there was 30 mice, and then there was 15. But I've seen more that there was 15, and each mouse was trained to do different things. And again, you're like that. See, you just don't get that now. See, they would just.
You just don't. Lab rats and that, you just don't get them.
They would just go, CGI that in. You know what I mean? It's just.
That's true. And that's the reason that Mouseville folded, man. Do you know what I mean? It's a highlight of people's summers in America. Got to Mouseville, Mouse City, and just ran out of money. Nobody was interested anymore to go and see the mouse staying the stuff and that. You know what I mean?
And that's when the mouse gang started. Hanging about in street corners with bags and all that.
That dude hang about with rats and stuff.
Aye.
Bad influences.
Aye. Know what I mean?
Starting getting mad with fucking squaring up to cats and all that. You big furry bastard.
Oh. I know we want to go talk about what we seen the other day. We'll talk about how there was spiders are coming into the house because it's winter and all that stuff. And Chris, we went, I usually get them in my house. See the ones with the wee bodies and the big legs? And Paul went like, that's funny. I've got the ones with the big bodies and the wee legs.
Welcome to Planet Earth. On today's program, spiders.
It was funny, man.
That's funny. You get the big one with the wee legs, she's got the wee one with the big legs. I've got the human-looking one with the suit and the mask on. Fucking up the corner of my ceiling.
Oh, what a time to be alive. But
Telling you, man.
See another one of my favourite lines for it is, see when it's old Paul and he's talking about, he's telling his wee pal, like, the mouse is still alive and I'm still alive and all that. And he says, this is my atonement for letting John Coffey ride the lightning and all that, right? Do you think he's right in that sense? That it's his punishment
I can't see it as being anything else. He's been infected, as she puts it,
Mm.
with life. But it comes, again, like John, it comes at a personal cost, doesn't it? And he says, I think Mr. Jingles happened by accident. I think when we electrocuted Dell, when it went through so badly, John can feel that. And I think part of whatever magic was inside of him just kept through to my friend here. As for me, John had to give me part of himself, a gift as he saw it, so that I could see for myself what Wild Bill had done. So he couldn't have showed him without giving him it. Then he says, when John did that, when he took my hand, a part of the power that worked through him spilled into me. And that's when she says, what infected you with life and all that. And then the next big bit he says is fucking huge. So I'm not even going to get through it. But you're right, mate. It just basically says it's my atonement, it's my penance for making John Coffey ride the lightning. And I've seen everybody go, my boy, my wife, my friends, Brutal, Hal and Marlene, and then this fucking pure Brutal, and he goes like that, and you'll die and all,
Then he
and I'll be
takes out a
there.
sickle and cuts her head off like that.
I know. It just, but she's in this wee cabin in the woods going like that. Oh,
Yeah.
that's,
You can't
You'll
see
die
the
and all.
blood on the red coats.
I know. Fucking thanks for that. Your
Oh.
story was going smashing there till you just told me about my immortality. But that's
Aye.
brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Just, you can't get anything without paying the piper, you know what I mean? And
Aye.
even when he says, look, I'll die, I'm sure I'll die one day, but I don't know when. He says, I long for death, I long for it now. And then he says, but I've always asked myself when I lie there at night, if I can make a mouse live so long, how long am I going to be here?
Yeah. But in like I know that's how he's looking at it because he's seen people let go for his life and all this stuff, right? But as he looked at John Coffey as one of God's miracles, right?
Ah,
Is he now know a miracle himself for living so long?
aye, aye, a medical miracle, definitely. For living, to be 108 years old and look in his, let's say, 80s
Hmm.
is no bad, eh? But
Aye.
being a miracle and no having the power that John had as well, that's a bit shite. They gave him some of the power. They gave him all the power there.
Aye.
See that, right? See, and talking about the power. So obviously John takes away the ailment of whatever he's touching or healing, right? See that whole end bit with the warden's wife and he wouldn't cough it up. It's because Bill touched him before he went to do that, and that's when he's seen that it was Bill.
Aye.
We again don't know as an audience. Then he gets back to the cell, and that whole bit was just flawless, wasn't it?
Aye. Aye. What is it he said? The two I punished those two bad men. You know what I mean? And it's like, what do you mean bad men? What did he do? You know what I mean? And again, it's like I say, when you're watching the film, let's say if you're watching it for the first time, you don't know if John Coffey has done what he's guilty. You know what I mean? Because it's never alluded to. You know what I mean? And even the guards themselves, see every time he does something, when he grabs Paul or he grabs Percy and all this, you still don't know that. Or this murderous rage that's in him. You know what I mean? And then, aye, but for Percy to get his comeuppance and Wild Bill, you know what I mean? You were like that. Aye, that's smashing that.
It's just tremendous. I can't say enough about it. He grabs Percy, obviously, as we know, mate, and then see the badness. I call
Aye,
it the kind of, don't know what it is. It's not even beasties or flies. It's bad ash in it, man.
aye,
Right into his mouth, and see, kudos to the actor. Percy's eyes going as if he is getting infected. So
yep,
he gives him the brain tumour for the slightest amount of time. and obviously Percy shoots Wild Bill point blank, and then gets jumped and then coughs it up again. But obviously, John's left just enough in him to make him catatonic, isn't he?
Aye, because it was transferring to go working
That
in a
rage.
aye, just so he could like I don't know, just fucking pester people with mental health issues and all that. Know what I mean? And you're just going like, just
Probably, mate.
how evil are you wee bastard? Know what I mean? But
Mhm.
but see what's also good about that, no, the whole Percy being the bad guy, all the bravado and all that stuff, and then he gets grabbed by Wild Bill, who is really a bad guy. You know what I mean? He thinks he's a wee bad guy. You know what I mean? And then it's just the tears and all that. It's just again, mate. See the acting. It's just superb.
See when Bill does all that, and he's touching his crotch and kissed him on the cheek, and oh, it smelled pretty. And he pisses himself, obviously. See when he lets him go, because he's mocking Percy, because Percy says, I'm just playing. And then he goes, hey, I'm just playing. Oh, boy, you're pretty. And then he goes, but smell you. Starts his finger.
You
And
got
that's
pretty
when
skin.
he pisses himself. And we Delacroix's fucking loving it, man. So I'm rooting for Delacroix here, man. You got the right name there, Whitmore. Because he's wetting himself, Wetmore. Percy Whitmore do a dance. See him squishing in his pants.
Aye. I just thought it was just seeing this again, the contrast there. A wee guy that thinks he's tough, know what I mean? And he's met by an actual fucking bad person, and it's like, oh no. Know what I mean? But
See, I know, mate. See when Delacroix's getting executed and Sam Rockwell, is in his cage. In his cage. I say that because it just reminded me of like a monkey. See,
aye,
like fucking what's the film's called again?
Planet Apes.
IRM. See when they're in the cages, they're all going fucking mental. And
Aye.
he does it. He's like, they're cooking him now. They're cooking him now. Oh, he's frying now. It just looks like a monkey trapped in a cage going fucking mental. The way an animal can sense another animal getting hurt. It's amazing, man. And by the time they get back after this execution, he's fucking wrecked toys from and all that.
Aye.
Know what I mean?
Aye, because he just gets iPhone deaf, for what I can see. Know what I mean? Which is, I always wondered, all right. We know that he killed the two wee lassies that John get the blame for, right? What is it he done that got him caught? Know what I mean?
He killed 3 people,
Was it?
and one was a pregnant woman. What do you call him? Harry, the wee guy with the glasses.
Uh-huh.
He says that at some point one was a pregnant lady. So I was in there to finally get caught, but you're like, it's not just they 3 and the 2 wee lasses. What the fuck else has he got away with? Do you know what I mean? Throughout
Exactly.
life,
Exactly. But aye.
because they allude to theirself about John not having a background. Gary Cecchini says it just as if he just fell out the fucking sky. He says, but what with the depression, people just roaming the state, roaming the country. There's nobody to keep tabs on anybody. There's no border control.
Yep.
So people, our Bonnie and Clyde had a fucking good run at it and all, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But what I was going to say, I know, see another thing that plays its part in getting you totes the mosh and in the fields and hashtag downward face twisty smile. See the music and it. See just the score as you have taken to saying.
Score, man.
See that? See just when the music comes in with stuff and all, man. That plays a part in just manipulating you. Know what I mean?
100%. By the way, it's akin, obviously, for good reason, it's like a mirror image of Shawshank, score-wise, music-wise. But the uplifting score in this is just, you're right, every time Mr. Jingles appears, it's it's happy. You're
Aye.
right, mate. The music plays a lot in this. It just sets the mood, sets the tone for the scene and the act that's coming up.
Aye.
So what about What about Paul going home to Jan with his new pecker working and all that, man?
Let's get it on.
I'm making beef stew tonight, but I bet you fancy a sausage.
Boom, 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 boom.
I just get home and stares at her arse in that big floral dress. You can't see her arse. It's, it's not looking at a painting, cooking for you.
I fucking red rums that fucking Grand National for all night, all night.
Aye.
Oh,
But see, when he gets the boys over for something to set out the plan to heal the warden's wife, and she alludes to it. Well, he came home that day, and he was all better. You see Big Brutal going eyebrowing it. Oh,
I can see when he goes back to John and he takes John the comrade and he goes, "Your missus is pleased." Oh yeah, several times.
aye, brilliant, man. Hey, gonna give me some of that cornbread as well, ain't you, you big fucker? Don't hold out on me. I think I'll keep the rest for myself.
Aye.
But even
Oh,
when
mate.
Paul gives a couple of bits to Mr. Jingles and Dell, and Paul gives it to Dell like a fucking a waiter, courtesy of the gentleman across the way. Do you know what I mean? Just pleasant and nice.
Aye. Aye. Again, it's see apart from Percy and Wild Bill, everybody that's on the mile is just they're nice people. Know what I mean? It's like it's like they're just coexisting.
And an
Nobody's
equilibrium.
aye.
Aye.
Nobody's out of order causing difficulties, not this, know what I mean? And then you obviously get they two assholes that it's just
He's an asshole.
Sparta before him was an asshole.
Hence the fucking phrase, shat him out.
Aye. But it's this aye. Everything smashing. Oh, and the whole
So,
ensemble.
is there anything at all in the film that ups you? Anything you think, I could have done that better, or no, wasn't on point with that kind of thing? Anything at all?
The only thing the only thing that annoys me, and I know it would just defeat the whole purpose of the film and all that. It would just be for everybody to know that John wasn't guilty. Know what I mean? But obviously that's just me wanting a happy ending. Know what I mean? I don't know who doesn't want a happy ending, but it's just I certainly like them.
Oh, aye, aye. I would happily pay money for a happy ending in every eventuality in life.
Aye. Hand over fist, fist over hand.
Rapid fire. There we go.
Aye.
Oh, there we go now.
But that's just my one thing. Like, aye. Or maybe just even see mere glimpses into John Coffey's past. Know what I mean? Maybe flesh out the character a wee bit more, but even that's just pernickety stuff, know what I mean? That's just you wanting more to a film that already gives you everything you need. Know what I mean?
Exactly, mate. I feel the same. You're exactly right. You always sit and wonder, how did he get these scars? Where's he came from? What's his backstory? How did Paul know fight for his case after his death that he was innocent, and Wild Bill admitted it or something before he gets shot by Percy, and that's how Percy went off his nut.
Hmm.
Know what I mean? But just for me, I can't think anything at all in it at all that's missing or needed or was done wrong. I just think the film is, as I said at the start, 10 out of 10 for me, man.
100%.
You're the same, mate.
Aye.
So there you go, folks. 20 out of 20 for 1999's The Green Mile. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Can't say any more about it. If you haven't seen this, we're probably no friends anyway, but get it watched. Get it watched. Get the hankies out. It's the, by the way, as I said, and even when I went to see the pictures the first ever time, it was the quickest 3 and a bit hours I've ever sat watching something. Do you know what I mean? Really
It
is.
just completely flies in, know what I mean? Because it's paced well, there's no dead space. Every scene means something to the story. It's just well written. Genuinely. That's why I've said, even obviously when we started talking, how it never won even best adapted like screenplay or something like that, know what I mean? I know it's apparently it's very faithful to the book, but how it didn't win like any Oscars just baffles me, man. Sometimes I'm like that. Who decides this? Know what I mean? But
Who's the flavour of the month that time? You know what I mean?
aye.
Let's have a wee look here before we go, right? 1999 Oscars. Oh, best. Oh, Jesus. Now I'm more depressed, mate. Shakespeare in Love.
Oh, for fuck's sake, man. No, man. Oh,
One of the awards ceremony highlight was Whoopi Goldberg coming in dressed as Queen Victoria. Jesus Christ, man. Shakespeare in Love, eh? I'm now thoroughly depressed.
is that what one is that again?
I've never seen it. I think Gwyneth Paltrow's in it. Aye, she got the Oscar, didn't she? Best
Aye.
actress.
Oh, that's poor. That we've actually spoke about that before. We've spoke
Aye.
about that before, mate. Because I'm sure Saving Private Ryan was the same year.
Aye, you're right. Aye. By the way, guess who was one of the hosters on this? Way back when? Fucking Chris Rock. Loves the Oscars, that boy.
Oh, brilliant. Oh,
Judi Dench get Best Supporting Actress. James Coburn, Best Supporting Actor. What the fuck was he in? Don't know. As I say, I've never seen Shakespeare in Love, so. Steven Spielberg get Best Director for Private Ryan, so you're right, mate. Saving Private Ryan was the same kind of thing. Roberto Benigni, Best Actor. Never heard him. Shakespeare in Love, probably. And Gwyneth Paltrow, aye.
aye.
So Shakespeare in Love wins Best Picture. That is fucking. I might watch that now. Although it doesn't sound like my kind
I
of
know
thing.
that's twice as cuffed smashing films. So maybe need to watch it myself. But I've got a feeling it's going to be just pompous shite. Know what I mean?
Aye, the day that every now and again, didn't he just go for some
Something pure
obscure
artsy.
fucking
Aye,
thing?
aye. Aye. There's a lot of stuff like that. But enough about Hollywood.
Aye, I know enough about Hollywood because we've got enough of them on Twitter and all. Have you
Aye.
seen Debar Dubato's 9-minute adaptation of The Cigarette Paper? What?
Aye.
No?
La Pan. It's a Spanish black and white film about bread. Know what I mean? Like, what? It's
Oh,
just-
I swear to you, honestly, it's an up and coming actor. It's Czechoslovakian. It's Libomir Vinsonko. Oh, just he commands us.
if they get into David Lee Borsionko by any chance.
Maybe I think a Czechoslovakian who's shite.
Aye.
Liborsionko.
Oh, have you been watching anything else? Have you been on up
Have I
to
been
anything?
watching anything else this week? I finished Ashoka. Ahsoka, sorry. I keep saying Ashoka. Ashoka is a fucking Indian restaurant in Glasgow. Um, sorry, mate, you know, spit that out. I've been watching the Ashoka, like a big rabid starving bastard sitting in my motor waiting in the opening. Sorry. Finished Ahsoka. It was good. I liked it. I liked the ending. By the way, as a series, it is fucking littered with potholes, inaccuracies, crap dialogue, and stuff like that. But as a Star Wars fan, I just watched it. You know, I didn't sit there and be judgmental.
Hmm.
But there's a lot wrong with it. Some of the dialogue. I mean, when Thrawn came into it, I text you and says, by the way, one of the best adaptations I've seen for animation into
Hmm.
real life. And then he opened his fucking mouth, didn't he? Might it be the master tactician, might it be the boss of Darth Vader, might it be the highest dude on the Empire and all that. But with a Star Destroyer full of fucking stormtroopers stranded on a planet with Ezra Bridger for years and they couldn't find him. And ended up, he was only 2 miles away. You're like, what? There's just stuff like that all the way through it. Hera as well, played by Ewan McGregor's wife. Even in the animation, I'm like, what are the goggles for? But just sit and tap your head with goggles. What's going on with them?
Aye.
You going to wear them? Do you know what I mean?
She's
And why
actually
do you
got,
always take?
she's got
Aye,
2 wee eyes up there.
maybe. And you're like, I know, Hera, why are you always taking your child on fucking dangerous missions?
Aye.
Just there's so much fan service in it, and it's visually stunning. It was worth a watch. But if you're going to pick shit out it, you'll be annoyed to death. So I finished that. Finished Murders in the Building, and film I watched. Oh, I watched Mission Impossible, mate. Oh, night.
Aye.
I think it was a film of two halves, mate. I thought the second half was a drag, to be honest with you. I know it's leading up to the second part, the second film. I just thought, come on, fucking
Aye.
hurry up here. Could be finished an hour ago. Started off great, I know. I think it's a bit fucking, what is it they call it? Well, they've got the key for this AI that's controlling fucking the guy
MacGuffin.
that shot the woman that get blamed for 30 years ago and all that. So it was all right. Yeah, it was maybe a 6 for me. It's not the best one.
Oh,
Anyway,
the one before it with Henry Cavill in it, it was brilliant, man.
oh,
It was absolutely brilliant.
superb. Even just the way Henry Cavill fucking gets ready, as if he's got two shockers on his wrists for the fight. Brilliant, man. What have you been watching anyway?
Ah, not much, mate. See, because we done Pirates of the Caribbean, mate. I went down. I've just a mad pirate hunt. It was Cutthroat Island, Muppets Treasure Island. Telling you, mate.
Well, watching Hook after, aye.
Aye, mate. I watched that. It just didn't stop. It didn't stop. Then I went and bought myself a bottle of Kraken spiced rum. That's just
I was
getting
just
ready
going to say that. But you on the night of them? Oh, fuck, man. What about, you mentioned it last week, Master and Commander. That's fucking tremendous, that film.
Aye.
Did you watch that?
No, I've watched that recently, but that just sends me down another.
Aye. That
Just
takes
see,
you down to Armistead and all that kind of stuff, doesn't it?
aye,
And
I end up watching
yeah,
like the Alamo and all that stuff after that. Know what I mean?
before you know it, you're involved in the slave trade and fucking, and then you say, and you're in Westerns, you're back in the Alamo, Red Indians are what they're saying. Oh, Jesus. It's the Mexicans next. Jesus Christ.
But I'm considering going to see The Exorcist. I don't know if it's going to be. I don't think it'll be tonight because I think the Scotland game's on, so there's a good chance it'll be Friday night.
Was that a re-release? Or is
No,
it
it's
been
a
redone?
no, it's a foley up. It's like a new Exorcist. Exorcist Believer, I think it is. I try not to read reviews and all that, see when it comes to horror films. Because
You might be shocked and surprised, didn't you?
aye, plus see sometimes like the horror community go,
I'm
oh,
shocked.
it's the horror community fans just they go at it's the best thing since fucking blah blah blah. And then I go and watch it and I'm going, this is really, really, really bad. Know what I mean? It's
See, another thing as well, we talk about the horror fraternity, which there seems to be a lot of, more than a lot more, but they can't hold their fucking wish, can't they, no?
no.
They just, I've seen this is what happens.
Everything. So it's
Aye.
that's the plan. We'll see if it comes to fruition. But I've got a lot of spare time, you see. A lot of spare time to
Must be nice
do
having
what I want to
holidays.
do.
Must be nice having holidays when I'm not taking off, yeah. Fucking great.
Aye. But aye. So that's the plan. know what I mean? There's other things in the cinema than other pictures, but so it's a bit meh. Know what I mean?
You get anything in mind for next week?
I've not actually gave it a thought, but I'll find something in the catalogue.
The catalogue. Fuck, I've already got my one picked for after next week. Know what I mean?
Oh,
Just
superb, man.
because I keep putting it off, and there's a wee clue. It is the month to do it, shall we say?
Oh,
So, but looking forward to seeing what you can come up with, because
yes.
you always pick a belter, so you do.
Aye.
Apart from that Army of Darkness pish, and they live.
Ah.
And you'd say that to me about fucking Skyfall and what else? Can't remember.
Aye, but aye. Well, once I know, I'll let you know, and then we'll do the thing.
Ooh,
Aye.
guessing game. It's a mystery.
It's a
Cryptic clues.
mystery.
So thanks very much, folks. Once again, we had a right good surge in the YouTube this week. It's come back down from the lofty heights of 1,700 watches of the Untouchables to bust the 400 mark. Take that every week, don't care, for
Right.
Pirates of the Caribbean. So thanks, tune in, subscribe, watch, like, share, listen, give us feedback. We don't get feedback. Used to find myself always getting feedback, but you never get anything else back. So it's a vicious circle, that bastard. I'm going to do us a favour, going to go onto our TikTok, please. Give Chris a wee follow on there, because it's not taking off the way we'd hoped.
Yeah.
Is it still in the teens?
It's still in its teens, but it's
Aye.
TikTok. Know what I mean? I'll need to do. We'll need to do some sort of fucking urban challenge there. We'll need to do the ice fucking bucket challenge or something. Know what I mean?
Or fucking hashtag fucking lassies shaking their tits. That's what it is. Hashtag that, and you'll get a million clicks. You know what I mean? That's it. It's too much of that shit. It's like a shop now, TikTok, innit? TikTok shop.
Aye.
People want to sell you bog rolls and fucking pop-it games and all that kind of stuff. There's some good deals on it.
The youngins like to kit out their house.
Well, I did get the 72 toilet rolls for £13.85, so I can't grumble. But that's me thinking of my family. See, I wasn't selfish there. I was thinking of all our asses, all the bums in the house.
It was me. You were just thinking you were a big asswipe.
Mate, I hate doing the toilet in my house because it's like jamming a fucking. It's just, see me doing a shite. It must be the most horrible looking thing in my house ever, because I'm jammed into this wee back corner
Mother,
between the wall and the shower.
Mother,
Know what I mean?
why does Daddy turn into a Picasso when he's on the toilet?
Aye, can't stand up without another gallon of pish flying at me. It's fucking sign of the times. Anyway, I'm glad I told you all that.
Aye. I know.
Right, mate. I'm going away and make myself a wee couple of rolls and sausage so I can stay fat and I can't fit in my toilet.
Aye, well, hi again. Cheers, everybody, for listening. See you next time.
I'll be the last one left when the lights go out. I'm down to one last breath, but I can't stop now. We all fall down sometimes, yeah, but that's just life. So cross my heart and hope to die. Baby, I was born to fight the fear when I feel like dying. I'm trying to fly high, but I'm not a pilot, can't deny it. There's some days I feel idiotic, just a product of a system where you're lucky just